Hi, my name is Robin Nelson and I am the Regional HR Manager for the Northeast. I want to take the time to welcome everyone for joining our team here at Sandbox Logistics. We are thrilled to have you here and we are all rooting for you to become successful at Sandbox. So today I do have a lot of material to go over and I just wanted to say welcome aboard. So today in orientation, I will be providing you with the following information: a brief history about Sandbox, benefits information, 401k, payroll, and Kronos, a how-to guide. Where do we come from? So let's talk a little bit about getting to know Sandbox. Sandbox was founded in 2012. After 2 years of developing, engineering, and patenting, Sandbox Logistics developed what is the Sandbox. The Sandbox is an 8 by 10 foot metal crate that is capable of holding up to 46.5 pounds of frac sand. It's easily transported, quick, and safe. Sandbox has created a true solution to many of the existing logistical challenges. And today, the headquarters is located in Houston, Texas. So it is important for you to know that in 2016, US Silica acquired Sandbox Logistics in a transaction valued at the time of $218 million. US Silica is the leading producer of industrial minerals, including sand proponents, whole grain silica, ground silica, fine ground silica, aphyite clay. In addition to offering over 250 products in these categories, US Silica also operates as a research and development specialist for customized products and solutions using the same raw materials. The wide variety of industries and applications served by US Silica includes oil and gas, glass, chemicals, foundry, building products, fillers and extenders, recreations, industrial filtration and treatment. And also they do testing and analysis. This company operates on a platform of ethics, safety, and sustainability. US Silica is currently headquartered in Katy, Texas, which is on the outskirts of Houston. Well, where do we operate? So where is Sandbox? So currently Sandbox is in the Northeast, Midwest, East Texas, West Texas, and South Texas. I'm sure you are wondering what makes Sandbox so unique. Sandbox is the first mover in containerized solutions. It utilizes specially designed, patent-protected equipment. It is a cleaner, safer, reliable, and more efficient way to get sand to pads. Sandbox is the market-leading alternative to pneumatic and belly dumps. So what sets us apart? Well, it's our proprietary equipment. So as you can see, we have the Sandbox. It can hold up to about 22.5 tons of sand. It is complete containment, eliminates water contaminants. It's scalable, stackable storage. So we also have our chassis. So in the US, you can hold one full box or 2 empty Sandbox containers. It's durable and fully DOT compliant. So there is no need for hoses, hookups, or any extra equipment. So we also have the conveyor or the stand. The conveyor is also known as the cradle. So the stand is 100% gravity-fed discharge to the blender. The cradle or the conveyor is gravity plus belt-driven to the blender. There are 3 to 8 containers set prior to stage, which means 2 conveyors. And we also offer the vacuum dust control system, which is available. So now you might be wondering why the acquisition and how the acquisition plays a key role for Sandbox. Together, US Silica and Sandbox are uniquely positioned to provide an integrated supply chain solution, all the way from the sand mine to the blender. So together, we are able to provide sand from the sand mine, transport to basin, transport to the wellhead, and wellhead storage. US Silica currently has 20 million plus tons of oil and gas capability. They currently operate in 27 total facilities all over the United States. They have 50 or more transload terminals, which can include unit train and barge capabilities. So how does this play a role with Sandbox? Well, Sandbox offers the one truck on location with the fastest turnaround time of 5 minutes. We can also offer configurable well sites and supply chain flexibility. So I just gave you some really great information about Sandbox and the history of Sandbox, but now it's time to switch gears and we're going to talk about the benefits that Sandbox offers for 2019. So we currently offer medical, dental, vision, life, AD&D, disability, and HSA and FSA. And we will talk a little bit more about those here later. And it's important for you to remember that coverage begins the first day of the month following 60 days of full-time employment. So you need to make sure you know what today is and make sure that you know when your coverage starts, which is 60 days from today, but also you must enroll 30 days from today to sign up for benefits. So make sure you get that enrollment in. It's online through Kronos, and we will go through all of the steps on how to enroll for benefits once we talk about what benefits we offer. So Sandbox currently offers 3 types of medical benefits. We have a premium PPO plan, a CDHP plan, and a value PPO. So for the premium PPO plan, you do have higher premiums via payroll deduction, but you're offered lower deductibles, and you pay co-pays, co-insurance, and deductibles until you reach the out-of-pocket maximum. So for the CDHP plan, you have lower premiums, but you have higher deductibles. So with the CDHP plan, you pay the entire cost of the service and prescriptions until you reach the annual deductible. Then you only pay the co-insurances until you reach the out-of-pocket maximum. So the value PPO plan. The value PPO plan offers the lowest premium, but it has the highest deductibles. You will be responsible to pay co-pays, co-insurance, and deductibles until you reach the out-of-pocket maximum. So what's important to also know about the CDHP plan is it does have a HSA or a health savings account associated. So let's go ahead and talk about the medical plans that Sandbox does offer. Currently, our medical provider is Blue Cross Blue Shield of Texas, and we do have 3 plans: the premium PPO, the CDHP, and the value PPO. So the first plan I want to talk about today is the premium PPO and what those benefits are. So for your calendar year deductible in the premium PPO, for an individual it's $400 in network, $800 out of network. For family, in network is $800 and out of network is $1,600. So as you can see, it's more expensive for you to use out-of-network providers, so you're wanting to use in-network whenever possible. So in-network, your co-insurance is 20% and the plan will pay 80%. Out-of-network, you're going to be responsible for 40% and the plan will pay 60%. So the calendar year out-of-pocket maximum, this also includes the deductible. So for in-network, for an individual is $2,500 and the family is $5,000. Now if you're out of network, the out-of-year pocket maximum is $5,000 for an individual and $10,000 for a family. So as you can see, preventative care across the board, there is no coverage for any of those services provided for any of the plans. So now if you're going to your PCP or your primary care doctor, you will have to pay $25 in network. If you're out of network, you will be responsible to pay 40%. So a specialist urgent care is $50, so you'll be responsible to pay that. And then we do also offer retail prescription drugs, so for a 30-day supply. So tier 1, that's going to be your non-generic, so that's going to be $10. And then if it's a brand drug, then that will be $30. So there's different types of tiers, and we'll provide that information to you. And then if you do decide you want to sign up for the mail order prescription drugs, now you will have to get the 90-day supply. So your generic is going to be $20 and your non-generic will be $60. So we'll go ahead and talk about the CDHP plan. And again, they do have in-network and out-of-network. So for the CDHP, you will have to pay $13.50 before any of your co-insurances kick in. So once you pay that full $13.50 for an individual, then you will have to pay 10% of any of the co-insurances. For example, if you go to the doctor and they charge you $100 a visit, you'll have to pay 10% of that visit, which could be $10. So a family is responsible for $2,700 per calendar year. And again, once you meet that $2,700, you will be responsible for the co-insurance or co-pays. And so as you can see, for your co-insurance, you're responsible for 10% in network, and the plan covers 90. So if you're out of network, as you can see, that number is a little bit higher, so you will be responsible for 30%, and the plan will cover 70. So your out-of-pocket maximum for an individual is $2,700 in network. Out of network is $5,400. For the family, in network is $5,400 in network, and out of network is $10,600. So the last plan that we offer is the Value PPO. So the Value PPO, you have a yearly deductible of $3,500 in network and $7,000 out of network. For a family, you will be responsible for $7,000 in network and $14,000 out of network. So this plan, you will be responsible for your co-insurances of 30%, where the plan will pay 70%. And if you're going out of network, we're each responsible for 50%. Your calendar year out-of-pocket maximum for an individual is $5,000, and for a family is $10,000, and that is in network. Your calendar year out-of-pocket maximum for out-of-network is $10,000 for an individual and $20,000 for a family. So as you can see, you will be responsible in network for your PCP visit of $25, specialty $50, and then all others will be 30%. That's in network. Out of network, you will be responsible for half. They also offer prescription retail drugs. So for the CDHP plan, you will pay 10% of that fee in network. And then for the Value PPO, you'll only have a copay of $20 for a $30 supply, generic, $50 for a non-generic or a brand. And then you also can get your mail order prescription drugs, which have to be a 90-day supply. And the in-network for a generic is $40, for a brand is $100, and then if you're out of network, you will be responsible for 50%. Now we're going to go ahead and go into detail about the CDHP plan. So you pay 100% of the cost for medical care and prescriptions until you reach your expenses, and that reaches your deductible. So again, for an employee only, it's $1,350 for your annual deductible. Employee plus family is $2,700. Your out-of-pocket maximum for an employee is $2,700. Employee plus family is $5,400. Please note that there are no copays for this plan. So there is an incentive to sign up for the CDHP because you get what's called the health savings account. You can use this account to accumulate money for deductibles, co-insurance, and you can use it as a long-time savings plan. So the annual company HSA contribution, you will get what they call seed money. So the first year, an employee only will get $500, second year $375, third year $250. So employee plus any dependents, first year you will be given $1,000, second year $750, third year $500. So of course the IRSA does have funding limits, so they will limit the amount that you are allowed to have in the account or contribute. So for an employee, it's $3,500, employee with dependents, $7,000, and if you're over the age of 55, you can have a catch-up contribution of $1,000. So how does the CDHP work? So you will have to pay the full cost of covered medical services and prescription drugs until you meet your deductible. Then you are 100% covered for in-network preventative care and certain generic prescription drugs. So you will also have to pay your deductible you and the plan will share the cost of covered medical and prescription drug expenses as your coinsurance. So expenses up to the annual out-of-pocket maximum. This is the most you would have to pay in a year for covered medical and prescription drugs. So what does the plan pay? Expenses beyond the annual out-of-pocket maximum, the plan pays 100% of eligible expenses for the rest of the year. So you might be wondering, what are the benefits of having an HSA? Well, some of the benefits are that you own it. You decide whether to spend or save the funds in your health savings account. If you decide to change employers or health plans, the account is yours to keep. You don't lose it. Any money not used at the end of the plan year rolls over to the next year, and if you leave US Silica or Sandbox, the account will go with you. It can grow. Your HSA is a savings account that earns interest. You can save money in your account and let it grow, or you can pay healthcare costs down the road. You can even use it during retirement. Once you have at least $2,000 in your account, you will have additional investment options. So there are also tax advantages, and those advantages are 3 different ways to save. So you have tax savings, which is money you put into the account can reduce your taxable income. Tax-free earnings, the money you keep in your HSA earns interest tax-free. And it's tax-free spending. The money you take out to pay for qualified health costs are never taxed. So it's important to know that this plan, you cannot sign up for the HSA because if you're signed up for one of the PPO plans, because it is not associated. You cannot be enrolled in a spouse's healthcare plan if they have an HSA currently. You cannot enroll for the CDHP. If you are enrolled in Medicare or TRICARE, you will not be able to enroll in the CDHP plan, and you will not be eligible if you receive medical benefits from the VA. So what is an FSA, or a flexible spending account? This is a tax-free account to help you pay for healthcare expenses. So for an FSA, you do not have to be enrolled in any of US Silica's plans to participate in the FSA. The maximum you can set aside annually is $2,650. The minimum is $120. The contributions are deducted from payroll pre-tax, so expenses are paid with pre-tax dollars. So the FSA is actually going to be a debit card that you can use to help pay for medical expenses over time. And you can access all this information on www.wageworks.com for additional questions you may have. So you can also access your WageWorks accounts by downloading the WageWorks Easy Receipt mobile app, which will allow you to log in to your WageWorks account, check your balance, submit claims, snap and submit photos all on the go. So it's important to note that you have to be enrolled in a PPO plan. You cannot be enrolled for the CDHP plan for the FSA because the CDH plan already offers you the SHA. And with an FSA, the flexible spending account, you can't decide that you want to enroll in this plan and then 6 months later decide that you no longer want to participate. So once you sign up for this plan, you have to utilize it throughout the entire year. So what can I use my FSA for? So what you can use this benefit plan for is to cover your annual deductible, and you can also use it for other things such as doctor's visits, prescriptions, dental services, including orthodontia or braces, and vision care expenses. So please note that this is different from the HSA. You can only roll over $500 by the end of the year. So if you, let's say you have $1,000 in your FSA and it's the end of the year, December 31st, only 500 of those dollars will be rolled over. So it is a use it or lose it up to 500. So the money that you put in your FSA can also be used for dependent care. So you can set aside up to $5,000 for child or elder care. So dependents are considered anyone under the age of 13 or at any age if incapable of self-care. This can also be used towards child care and day camp. So regardless of which medical plan you are enrolled in, doesn't matter if it's the PPO or the CDHP, you will qualify for the Blue 365 Davis Vision Discount Program. So what this is, it's a program that is to help you care for your eyes. It will offer you valuable vision discounts, and it is available in addition to your annual routine eye exam. So in order to take advantage of all the available discounts, you should seek care from the Davis Vision participating providers. Some of those providers include VisionWorks, Walmart, and Costco. There may be some independent ophthalmologists, but you will need to call Davis Vision or go to davisvision.com for a list of those that are covered. So the services that are provided are comprehensive exams, which are either going to be 15% off or $5 off retail costs. So the contact lens exam is going to be 15% off or $10 off the retail costs. So for frames, if they're priced up to $70, you will only pay up to $40. If they're over $70, you will pay the $40 plus 10% off the amount over $70. So they offer things like lenses, there's many different lens options, and contact lenses. So if you would like to take out additional vision, we have what's called iMed. Now, iMed Vision can be a plan that you can select if you do not want to enroll in medical benefits, since the Davis 365 is already included. So this can be a single plan that you enroll in alone, or you can have it with both plans. So you can be enrolled in medical and have that vision as well as iMed. So the vision care services include in-network, an examination once every 12 months, a $10 copay, retinal imaging benefit up to $39. You can get contact lenses exam, frames, and you can see all of those prices that are listed below. And of course, once again, if you do go out of network, you will have to pay more to use that benefit. So we do offer dental coverage, and that is going to be through Delta Dental. We do have a high or a low plan, so you can select the level of coverage that best fits you and your family's needs. So as you can see, your yearly cleaning is going to be, $25 for the high plan in network. Your out-of-pocket maximum per person is $2,500. Your preventative exams are completely covered. Your basic services, including fillings, root canals, and oral surgery, 80% is covered after the deductible. Major services, 50% is covered after the deductible. So orthodontia for the high plan, 50% is covered with no deductible, and the orthodontic lifetime maximum per person is $2,500. So for the low plan, your annual deduction is $25 for an individual, $75 for family. Your out-of-pocket maximum per person is $1,500. Again, preventative services are covered. Your basic coverage services are 80% covered. Your major services are 50% after deductible, and you do not have any orthodontist services. So if you or a family member are needing those orthodontist services, you may want to consider the high plan. So Sandbox does offer basic life and AD&D, or accidental death and dismemberment. So this is actually a company-paid insurance that we offer to protect loved ones. So you will get one time your basic annual earnings up to $50,000 of coverage. It is company paid, no cost to you, and it guarantees protection to designated survivors, and you are automatically enrolled if you are a full-time employee. So then you can also sign up for voluntary life and AD&D, and this is insurance that will give you a peace of mind. So please note, this will provide additional protection for you and your family members. The premiums are paid post-tax. The cost of this is based on your age, and you may be required to fill out an evidence of insurability if the enrollment amounts are in excess of the guaranteed amount. So we're going to talk more about voluntary life and AD&D. So you might wonder what those two terminologies mean and the differences. So voluntary life is the loss of life, and the beneficiary will receive an amount that you're covered. So AD&D, or accidental death and dismemberment, is the loss of a life due to a tragic accident. The spouse would receive AD&D and life insurance. So the loss of the life will have to be due to an accident. So let's say, for example, I am in another type of accident. I don't lose my life, but I lose my arm. So I will actually get a payout for this dismemberment with the coverage of this plan. So as you can see, the employee benefit options are one time up to 5 times of your basic annual earnings. The maximum would be $300,000, and that's for voluntary life. The spouse will be covered in $10,000 increments up to $100,000, and you can have this life insurance coverage on your children up to $10,000. Please note that employees have to have coverage on themselves in order to have coverage on their spouse or children. So you also have your voluntary AD&D. So again, it covers you for one time up to 5 times your annual income, or up to $300,000. So you can insure your spouse only up to 50% of the employee amount, spouse and children only up to 40% of employee amount, with the maximum of $150,000. So for your children, the benefit, you can only insure up to 15% of employee amount. For your spouse and children, only 10% with a maximum of $45,000. So short-term disability. So this is another benefit that we can provide you as part of your basic coverage, and it will protect a portion of your income if you become partially or totally disabled for a short period of time. So your short-term disability will replace 70% of your income up to a maximum of a weekly benefit of $400 depending on your current annual earnings. And you must be sick or disabled for at least 7 days before you can receive your STD benefit payment, unless you are hospitalized, at which time you will receive your STD benefit payment beginning the day you are hospitalized. Please note the payments may last up to 26 weeks or 6 months, and the disability may not be as a result of a work-related injury. So an additional benefit you will receive is long-term disability, or LTD. LTD benefits are offered on a voluntary basis and are insured by MetLife at rates based upon your age. The LTD insurance protects a portion of your income if you become partially or totally disabled for a period of time. You must be disabled for at least 180 days or 6 months before you will receive an LTD insurance benefit payment. Generally, LTD benefits continue as long as you remain totally disabled up to Social Security normal retirement age. Voluntary LTD insurance replaces 60% of your monthly income up to a maximum of $5,000 per month. You may elect to enroll in voluntary LTD plan anytime during the year, but if you do not enroll during your initial eligibility period, this is annual enrollment, your participation will be subject to approval by MetLife, and you will have to answer medical questions. So a unique insurance that Sandbox does provide is cancer insurance. We do have a high option and a low option. And there are a few differences between the two. In the high option, you will receive a $100 annual wellness benefit, $2,000 initial diagnostics benefit, $10,000 in annual radiation or chemotherapy, $10,000 in blood, plasma, or platelets, $5,000 in annual or new experimental treatment, $200 per day for hospital confinement, up to $3,000 in a surgery benefit, and $200 per day in the hospital if you're in the ICU confinement, up to 45 days maximum. So the employee only is $12.18 a pay, employee and spouse is $19.03, employee and children are $17.05, and family coverage is $23.89. So for the low plan, you have $100 annual wellness benefit, you have a $2,000 initial diagnostics benefit, $5,000 annual radiation chemotherapy benefit, $5,000 annual blood, plasma, and platelet benefits, $5,000 annual new experimental treatment benefit, $100 per day in hospital confinement benefit, up to $1,500 surgery benefit, $200 per day in the hospital in ICU confinement up to 45 days maximum. And this plan for the employee only is $7.81, employee and spouse $12.45, employee and children $10.73, and for family coverage is $15.36. So when you sign up for any of our benefit plans, you can participate in our MedLive virtual healthcare resource. So this is a 24/7 resource that can be used for easy, convenient healthcare. So we agree healthcare should be simple, fast, and uncomplicated. MedLive makes it easy to visit a doctor in minutes through their mobile app, online, and by phone. You can get access to quality healthcare without ever leaving your home, your job, or wherever you are. MedLive's friendly, board-certified doctors are revolutionizing remote access to quality healthcare. They are professionally trained to use virtual technology and to treat many non-emergent conditions. All doctors are board certified and have an average of 15 years experience. So how do I enroll for that? So you can register for free at www.mdlive.com after your benefits take effect. So you can find a doctor through searching through the network of board certified doctors and choose the one that is right for you. And you will start your visit by speaking to the doctor on the phone or online. You will go through the symptoms that you have and a recommended treatment for you, and they can even send in a prescription to the nearest pharmacy if you need one. So Sandbox offers what we call the Employee Assistance Program, and this is a program that is not just used for the time of crisis. This program you can connect with health and counseling services. So you're probably wondering what type of services they offer. So it's a resource for financial issues, legal advice, childcare and parenting, helping with aging parents, legal concerns, work and career, emotional well-being, addiction and recovery, wellness and prevention, and life events. So what the benefit includes is 3 face-to-face visits per issue with a licensed professional at no cost to you and anyone living in your household. You do not need to be enrolled in any of the medical plans in order to access this benefit. And keep in mind that all services provided are confidential. So they can be reached day or night through their phone number at 800-327-1393. You may also access information, benefits, educational materials, and more online at magellanhealth.com/member. So Sandbox does offer 401k through Fidelity Net Benefits, and this is to help you save for your retirement. So who is eligible for 401k and when? Drivers are eligible after 6 months of employment. Salary and hourly employees are eligible the first day of employment. Drivers are eligible after 6 months of employment if you have not enrolled in the plan within 60 days from your date of eligibility. You will be automatically enrolled in the plan at a contribution rate of 3% of your pre-tax eligible earnings. All other employees, if you have not enrolled in the plan within 60 days from your date of hire, you will automatically be enrolled in the plan at a contribution rate of 3% your pre-tax eligible earnings. So let's talk more about the details of the 401k. You're probably wondering, how much does the company contribute? Sandbox will match 100% of your elective deferrals on the first 6% of pay that you defer in the plan. We may also match an additional discretionary match based on our financial performance or EBITDA. This discretionary sharing match can reach up to 50% of your elective deferrals up to the first 4% that you contribute. You must be employed on 12/31 of the year for which the discretionary match is being paid in order to receive it. When am I vested? You are always 100% vested in your contribution to the plan and any earnings on them. So Sandbox will match 6% if you elect to put 6% into the plan. So here are some more details on what the 401k plan can offer you. So where can I find information about exchanges and other plan features? You can learn more about loans, exchanges, and more online through their website of www.401k.com. You can also access the loan modeling tools that illustrate the potential impact of a loan on the long-term growth of your account. So what catch-up contribution can I make? So this only applies to you if you have reached the age of 50 or will reach 50 during the calendar year and are making up the maximum plan or the IRS pre-tax contribution. You may make an additional catch-up contribution each pay period. The maximum annual catch-up contribution is $6,000, and that's for 2019. So what is the IRS contribution limit? The IRS contribution limit for 2019 is $19,000. So that is actually a great investment. So how do I sign up? You can go to www.401k.com to enroll or call 1-800-835-5095. So what if I've enrolled and I've decided that I want to change my contribution rate? So once you've created an account online, you will be able to make changes to your rate, or you can call the 800 number. Payroll. So payroll is very important for everyone because we all want to know when are we getting paid. So Sandbox pays on the 15th and the last day of each month. If the payday falls on a Saturday, we get paid on Friday. If it falls on a Sunday, then we'll get paid on Monday. So if you have any payroll issues, like if you feel like you're missing hours or if you don't have loads that are there or just a general issue with your paycheck, please contact your supervisor before contacting HR or payroll. They can ensure that your hours are correct. So you might be interested to know what the 2019 pay dates and pay periods are. So here's a list of all of the pay dates and the pay period that's reflected. As you can see, there was a pay date on January 15th and the pay period was December 21st through January 8th. So if you would like to take a minute to review those and see when those pay dates and pay periods are going to be, please do so now. Okay, so just as a reminder, you need to know that you only have 30 days from the date you were hired, which is today, to select your benefit in Kronos. If you fail to do so, we will not be able to enroll you until the next open enrollment period, which typically occurs in the fall, unless you have a qualifying life event, and that can include a birth, a marriage, a divorce, a loss or gain of other coverage. So we did just wrap up benefits. Now we're going to move forward and talk about Kronos. So now we're going to talk about Kronos. Well, what is Kronos? Kronos is a workforce management system we use for payroll and human resources. Kronos is your portal to view paycheck stubs, change your address, update your direct deposit information, request time off, enroll in benefits, view your tax documents, and more. So now I'm sure you're wondering, how do I get access to Kronos? So once your new hire paperwork is entered into the system and you must provide your personal email address, Kronos will automatically send you an email similar to the one below. So you're going to get a welcome email from Kronos that says, "Welcome to Sandbox's payroll and HR system. Your username will be," and everyone's password will be sandbox@18 with a capital S. So if you, for any reason, are having trouble logging in, you can email hrpan@sandboxlogistics.com. You can reach out to your administrative assistant, or you can call me. So if you, for some reason, feel like you didn't receive an email from Kronos, please be sure to check your junk or spam folder for this email. So now what happens if I get locked out or forget my Kronos login information and password? So if this happens to you, you can contact your local administrative assistant or me at rnelson@sandboxlogistics.com, and we can reset your password and unlock your account. So now it's important that we talk about, how do I sign up for benefits? So once you log into your Kronos account, you will see a screen that looks similar to the one above on the left-hand corner. You want to scroll over to My Account, My Benefits, Review Select Benefits. There's another option you can use, which are called the widgets. So if once you log into your main account screen, You can use the widgets and go to My Benefits, and then you need to select Review/Select Benefits. So once you have selected Review/Select Benefits, you are required to attest to the use of tobacco or nicotine. So this is going to open up a benefits enrollment questionnaire. So you need to select yes or no that you are a tobacco user, and then you need to select from the option below. I attest that I do not use nicotine. I attest that I do. Once you have both of those sections filled out, you need to submit the questionnaire before you can move to the next screen. So after you have submitted your questionnaire, you will get a pop-up screen that you will have to submit a form. So this message will be displayed and you're going to need to select OK. So once you submit your questionnaire, you will be sent to the screen with the instructions on how to enroll for benefits. Be sure you make a selection for each and every tab. If you do not want that specific benefit, you must elect to waive coverage in order to submit your enrollment. So now I have gone through every single screen, and as you can see on the tabs, some are blue, some are gray. So in order to submit the enrollment at the end of the questionnaire, everything has to be blue and answered. So let's say I want to make sure that I get my spouse enrolled or any dependents. So once you do select a coverage, you'll get a little triangle. And with that little triangle, that is where you're going to want to put any of your dependents' information. So how do I add a dependent? You click on the little triangle and you need to select New Contact. When you select New Contact, a new screen will pop up and you can either select dependent or a beneficiary. So please remember on the screen you must fill in their first and last name, relationship, birth date, and you have to fill in if they're a full-time student or not. Once you get all of that information in, you can save and the screen will close. So after you have saved your beneficiary or dependent, like I just showed you in the previous screen, you must select the yellow triangle, and at this time you'll see this screen pop up. So you need to select the little flag as your dependent or as your beneficiary. So the flag will reflect your spouse, for example, if you're adding your spouse to your benefits, or your children, and that is where and how you select them. So now my benefits won't let me submit. Well, you need to go back and make sure that you've selected every tab. You either need to sign up for coverage or you need to waive coverage. So now I have everything filled out. So I'm on the confirm selection page. So once you confirm your selections, you need to select the submit request button. So before you submit requests, you can scroll through and you can see what plans you signed up for and how much your contribution will be from your paycheck. So if you scroll to the bottom of this screen, it will show you the monthly employee contribution. So once you hit submit request, another screen will pop up. You need to scroll through each section, and then you have to type in your Kronos password in order to complete the submission. So you have not enrolled for benefits if you have not typed in your password and hit accept. So just as a reminder, it is very hard to use Kronos on a cell phone. Some of the features will not be displayed when you use your mobile browser. We currently do not have a Kronos app. We are working on getting one for Sandbox. So it's a lot easier to enroll for benefits on a laptop or a computer. So if you need help enrolling in benefits, all I need you to do is to contact me and I can help you go through those. So I know that that was a lot of information, and I'm hoping that that was not too overwhelming for you, but I just wanted to share with you about the history of Sandbox and our current benefits. So again, everyone, welcome aboard. We are really excited to have you here, and we want to do whatever we can to help you be successful at Sandbox. So if you do have any questions, you can reach out to me. Again, my name is Robin, and my cell phone number is 832-206-8152. If you don't want to call me, you can also email me at rnelson@sandboxlogistics.com. And I just want to welcome you to Sandbox. So everyone, just be safe out there.